Hello and welcome to this NDTV special as we analyze India's win over England in the Cricket World Cup. India have registered their sixth consecutive win in the Cricket World Cup and they're all but through to the semi-finals. Joining me in today's discussion is my colleague Shayan and Aditya. I'm Abhishek and we're going to discuss India's wholesome performance in Lucknow. It was a low-scoring thriller. India were restricted to just 229 batting first. Not many would have thought that India would register another comprehensive win, but at the end of the day, superlative performances from the bowlers led by Mohammad Shami and Jasprit Bumrah. India won by a big 100-run margin. Shayan, I would like to come to you first. Comprehensive win. This Indian team doesn't look like having a chink in the armor.
True. I think the one thing we all were wondering that how will India perform when they bat first, because
Yeah.
it was the first time in the tournament they actually set a target and were forced to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we saw is extremely good from the team because
Yeah.
the total, of course, the pitch did play its part. The pitch did help the bowlers. The
Yeah.
base bowlers really got assistance from the pitch, but how India went about defending the total, it was quite impressive because, and we have to remember that Siraj did struggle
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the beginning,
Yeah.
but Bumrah was amazing. Shami, I think Shami is really the story of the World Cup right now.
Right.
That he did not get a chance, and the two games he has played really shown his mettle.
Right.
So I think till now we have spoken a lot about the batters. I think today there were good performances, but I think it's mostly about the bowlers and how good they were.
Yeah, Aditya, as Shan said, India's bowling looks. There's no weak point, right?
Yeah.
You take away the number one all rounder in this team. He is not playing Hardik Pandya, and yet there's no concern. India defending totals as low as 229. It was a slow pitch, the kind of batting that Rohit Sharma did in the first innings. They were discussing how it was sort of a kind of a test match like of innings, where you take your chances on the weak balls, you play patiently, but above all that, defending 230, no matter how bowler friendly the wicket is, how slow the wicket is, but mind you, there was dew. Despite that,
Heavy dew actually.
heavy dew,
Heavy
yeah,
dew.
yeah. Despite that, in the first 15 overs
Yes.
itself, I think England were 4 wickets down.
Somewhere around that.
I think
Okay,
4 or
I'll
5
just
wickets
check.
Forward,
down.
yeah. So,
Yeah, 15.1, they were 5 down.
and then how do you see this performance? Do you think Mohammad Shami after this performance, when Hardik Pandya comes back, and India has to play on a pitch, suppose India has to play 3 spinners,
Yes.
the 2 pacers that India are going to go with from here on, are Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami.
Yeah, definitely. And in fact, the way Shami has performed, like
Right.
9 wickets in just 2 matches.
Mhm.
By the time he was rested, there were not so many questions. In fact, there were
Yes.
questions, but India were winning the game, so nobody actually picked that question. But currently, after taking 9 wickets, Shami is the front runner when we talk about him in terms of Siraj. When we compare him to Mohammad Siraj, on the other hand, Siraj has not been that impactful
Yeah.
like he had been before the start of the tournament. And that gives Shami just another chance to just show his mettle in the team. And 9 wickets is in just 2 games, and that too, that both the games Shami has played in crucial phases. Like
Right.
he has brought very important wickets for India. So in that concern, and when you talk about bowling, India could not have got a better chance to prepare. You are defending a below par total basically. However,
Yeah.
tough a pitch is to play.
230
But
is
yeah,
not really a
230
it's a low target, as simple as that.
Quite
Yeah,
low
By-
yeah.
even by the first half, we were not saying that India is going to win this match.
I
We were
think even
saying that
Rohit
India-
said that they were at least
20
25
to 30
runs
runs
Short, yeah.
what
So
he
in
thought.
that surface, if you are bowling and bowling that well, it's not that you are just bowling. You are
And the movement that he was getting,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
those were, it was not like the England batters were chasing something outside option or something, but he moved the ball back in.
Yeah,
he created those deviations and got those wickets.
And you can see the difference. Like at the beginning, when Jasprit Bumrah was bowling from one end and Mohammad Siraj was bowling.
Yeah.
So we found out the difference. That
Yeah.
kind of saying Jasprit Bumrah was bowling, but by the time when Mohammad Shami came, we didn't get the difference actually. Shami was as equally good as Bumrah in that phase, and that's why he ended up with 4 wickets. So it's a very good sign for India.
I think that is one thing that will really work out in Mohammad Shami's favor, because he is one of those bowlers who really gets movement
Yes.
in most pitches. Like
Hmm.
even if the pitch is even a bit conducive to pace bowling, he is able to get that movement, and I think that is a kind of bowler that India have preferred over the times.
Yeah, when
I think Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was well preferred in the team because
Right.
of the amount of movement he got.
Yeah, the swing that he got, and
So I think going forward, Siraj, as good as he is, and I think his strength has always been his discipline and his seam bowling. I think Shami may just hold the edge there.
Yeah,
if
because
the
I mean,
choice
if you
comes.
see the wickets tally, uh, Mohammad Siraj was today the only bowler, who Indian bowler who did not get a wicket. His economy was 5.50, whereas Jasprit Bumrah in 6.5 overs he took 3 wickets. Mohammad Shami in 7 overs he took 4 wickets, 22 runs. So that's an economy of 3.14. So it's brilliant, and we also have Osama who's clicking.
Yeah,
Osama, just one quick reaction on best performance of India till date.
please.
It is absolutely very heartening to see that Indian bowlers
Mhm.
as a unit
Mhm.
are doing what we have been imagining, and
Yeah.
for a very long time. You take all the World Cups, you take all the ICC trophies, you
Mhm.
take all the you take everything in context, and now when you look at this team and when you look at this bowling unit
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
have, it looks as if this is complete.
Is this, Hardik Pandey is not there, initially that was the lineup, two pacer, one fast bowling all-rounder. Do you
Yeah.
think this lineup, including Siraj, this is the best seam bowling lineup in the World Cup among all teams?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I absolutely agree with this. This is the best seam bowling lineup, and not just the best seam bowling lineup. I think this is the best bowling lineup
Yeah.
in this World Cup.
The
And
spinners also. I mean,
Kuldeep Yadav
Kuldeep
is also
Yadav. I mean,
terrific.
and in fact, when you look at it, you have Mohammad Siraj,
Yeah.
who literally ran through the entire Sri Lankan batting order in the final of the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
He was your premier bowler coming into this tournament.
Yeah.
You had the likes of Shami not playing in the first couple of matches.
Yeah.
It's only because Hardik Pandya got injured that he got a place.
Yeah.
And look at what he is doing. He comes back, takes a
5-wicket
5-wicket
haul
haul
and 4-wicket haul
in
now.
Dharamshala. He says, "Look, I'm not finished yet. This is just the beginning of my story." He comes back, takes a 4-wicket haul, and he's the fastest joint fastest to 40 wickets in the World Cup. That tells you the kind of quality that India possesses. And imagine somebody like him to sit on the
yeah.
bench.
I mean, the
it
bench,
was-
bench strength of any team, decides how far you can go in the
Absolutely.
contest.
I
Yeah.
think even the statistic of him taking the second joint fastest wicket,
Yeah.
it also shows that he transcends conditions.
Yeah.
Because this is across venues, across
True.
tournaments. So we really see how much he can adapt to conditions and how much he can deliver when
Yeah.
the time comes for the team.
Absolutely.
And while we discuss bowling in details, but how do you, question to all three of you, how do you see the batting? Today was not one of those innings, where there were like too many runs being scored, but even then Rohit Sharma, that form he is in, some of his shots were really commanding. I mean, I think in one of those
There are
overs,
two shots. There are two shots that I really want to talk about.
Yeah.
One is when he stepped out to, I think
David Willey.
No, I think to Adil Rashid. When he stepped out and hit it over mid wicket.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other one was against Moeen Ali when he stepped out and hit him over mid off. Those two shots basically tell you the kind of command that he had on his batting today. And it was not just about him setting the tone, because he tried to do that.
Yeah.
And then he realized that, look, this is a very different kind of a pitch. It is a very different kind of a situation. And then he adapted to that situation, and he literally transformed from the Rohit Sharma that we have seen so far in the tournament to a completely different batsman. And that tells you that basically gives you a sense of
Reliability, basically, that he can perform in any situation.
Exactly. And also the fact that this guy is absolutely on top of his game. He
Yeah.
knows exactly what to do in
And,
what
and
situation.
he's playing those long innings, from your
Yeah.
opener, your prime opener.
Yeah.
You want him to stay as long as you can, and Rohit Sharma has been doing that consistently. Today was a day where when Shubman Gill did not do well, when your Virat Kohli was out for a duck, but Shreyas Iyer again, he
Another
was
failure.
yeah. I mean, Shreyas Iyer,
The funny thing is
Yeah.
that once Hardik gets fit,
yeah,
you're not going to take out Shami
yeah,
because of
Yeah.
what he has been doing in this this particular setup.
Yeah.
You can't take out Surya after what he did today.
Today,
Because in the context of that match, those
Last
49 runs,
yeah,
those 49 runs are massive,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely massive. So you
And I
can't
think Surya also played a very different kind of inning.
absolutely, and
He really
so
did
you
not
can't
go for-
really take
Yes.
him out of the team.
Yeah,
Now, what happens when Hardik Pandya comes back?
yeah.
It's either going to be it's
Maybe
definitely going to be Shreyas
Shreyas
Iyer
Iyer
because of-
is the spot which looks like,
yeah.
I mean, who looks like that obvious choice, in
Yeah.
the bowling. Maybe KL Rahul will come up at number 4, and
Yes.
then
you
the
have-
batting
then
order
you
will
have
follow.
Surya, Pandya, Jadeja.
So India then will have 4 seamers or what?
Yes.
Yeah, 4 seamers and two.
And I think, see, the thing is, when you have a bowling lineup like this,
Hmm.
you are very confident about the fact that, look, whatever the opposition, they're not going to score 300 runs against
Hmm.
it because we can stop them,
Yeah.
and we have that quality,
They're like
and
proper
we will
six
make sure,
bowlers.
and we'll make sure that we do our job.
Hmm.
And when you can. When you reduce those 30, 40 odd runs, 50 odd runs, it basically does the job of one extra batter.
Batter,
Yes.
right,
So you
right.
have these 5-6 batters who are in absolutely top form right now.
Right.
And when you give them the platform, they'll obviously come and do their job. So it is literally a win-win situation for India. 6 out of 6, and I'm super stoked right now.
I think one more win and it will be like,
Yeah.
I think officially also it
It's
will be
official,
confirmed
yeah.
that
It is
that
going to be.
and that match is against Sri Lanka on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday.
So that match is going to be very crucial. I'm really looking forward to the South Africa game, by the way,
Yeah.
because that is one team that has because when you talk about South Africa, you obviously, like, the entire world starts talking about South Africa as the chokers or whatever, but
They came in under the radar, and now
Yeah.
gradually,
Yes.
like first part of the tournament, New Zealand looked like the side, which was the side to beat, and but now South Africa really coming into the game.
Yeah. And what one very important thing that happened with South Africa was their match against Pakistan, because they were in a position where they could have run situation, and they managed to cross that line. That will give them so much confidence that, look, we can get rid of that chokers tag, because we can manage to cross the line. We can manage to win matches where people would assume and people would think, and because of their history, that they are going to falter.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that is one great thing that has happened with South Africa, and this is the reason why I'm looking forward to the India-South Africa game, because believe it or not, with all the calculations and the entire mathematics that is involved with every team still able to qualify for the semifinals, I think India, New Zealand, South Africa, and
And
Australia,
Australia, yeah.
are the
Yes.
4 teams who are going to make it to the semis. It is just a matter of time which team stands where in the points table. But when you look at it in that context, India might come up against South Africa in the knockouts. India might come up against them in the finals as well. You never know. So this particular match, the one against South Africa, I think it is going to be very, very crucial to test India, and to also basically get to see what South Africa has.
Yeah, because their batting has looked like strong.
Yes,
I
their
mean,
batting has been
Quinton
extremely
de Kock
strong.
and all those guys, and Indian bowling, to test your best against their best.
Yes.
That will, as Osama said, that will really set the tone for the knockouts.
Yeah.
India, as we all know, India have been progressing to the semifinals in the last 4, 5, 8 years. They have been going to the semifinals also. Almost like South Africa, they are also. I don't want to say the word. In a way,
Say it.
yeah,
It's okay.
in a way, they have also choked in the knockouts. But
We're going to change that. Don't worry.
yeah. So this time it really looks like a side, which is unbeatable, and you can't possibly point at one weak spot or something. I mean, someday Kohli has a bad day, Rohit Sharma steps up.
But do you think Shubman Gill may be a place where India may look to change things?
See,
Even try out Ishan Kishan
I don't think so.
for a
see,
match or two?
after being tried out,
Games, maybe.
after being tried for like first, last 3-4 matches, there's no reason that you drop and suddenly disturb
Yeah.
this whole.
Because
And he has
if-
scored a half century also. Though Ishan Kishan also has a half century, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
47 maybe against.
If India do qualify, officially qualify in the next game, and with 2 games to go before the semi-finals, do you think there's a chance that they may
On the
check-
contrary,
I'm
on the
expecting
contrary,
maybe they
Ishan
will
Kishan.
try.
on the contrary, they would want to persist with Shubman Gill so that when we reach the semis,
he has
he
that
at least-
confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's at least in a better run of form going into the knockouts. And I think it is important for India, especially when it comes to Shubman Gill, because you know what he brings to the table.
course.
You know what he
Of course.
can do on his day. And that is what we are looking at. If India manages to, if Shubman Gill manages to get those runs in the coming 2-3 matches that are left, I think it is going to be a headache for any team that
Yeah.
comes up against India. And who knows? Shubman Gill has the quality. Shubman Gill has the talent.
There's no
And
question.
the whole conversation that we are having around India being chokers in the knockouts, that might not happen given how Rohit Sharma has played at
Yeah.
the top of the
Yes.
order, and then Shubman Gill coming back to form.
Virat Kohli already in
Virat-
form.
Yes.
KL Rahul also in form.
It is
So is my other info.
yeah, but
Can we
the
call it?
only thing that I was thinking about today when Virat Kohli got out was the fact that he was if he gets a century, he would have equaled Sachin Tendulkar's record of 49
ODI
centuries.
Yeah.
He did manage to equal one record when it comes to Sachin Tendulkar.
The 34 ducks. Yeah.
34 ducks. So, but jokes apart, I think it is absolutely irrelevant in this in this context.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Virat Kohli has been the backbone of this team, not just in this tournament, but for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
He knows what he does. You cannot question the kind of intensity, the quality, the
Yes,
motivation that
And
he brings.
this time his intensity is like a different
He's here to
level.
prove it.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
here
match is
to
not
prove it.
going.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Yeah.
Three half centuries.
Form is, I think, has never been a cause of concern for Kohli.
Yeah, I mean his class is really showing.
Yeah.
I think the only
I think Shreyas Iyer is. I think
Yeah.
we all can agree that Shreyas Iyer
And
Yeah.
is in danger.
There is a thing about Shreyas Iyer, and
Hmm.
I think a lot of teams are going to notice this, and probably have noticed this. That
the short ball.
The short ball, yes.
his struggle against the short ball.
Yes.
You saw him get out
Hmm.
in the same manner in the last match.
Hmm.
You saw him going after a short ball again and giving an easy catch this time around. So the teams will look to basically try and get him to play that short ball again and again, and try and get him out in the same manner. And that is something that he needs to work with. I think it's also a mental thing for him, because the moment he sees a short ball, his mind tells him go after it. Go
Yes,
after it.
he tends to attack all short.
Yeah, and I think that is not necessary
I think
at this point in time.
Kohli is a great example.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
Kohli is someone we
Yeah.
know that teams are going to target a
His
specific
off
team
stump.
player.
Yeah.
So I think Kohli is a very good example of how you can adapt to what the opponent will come up with and just play accordingly. I think he has paced his innings really well in the tournament. I think that is one thing which has really helped him in creating these big knocks, like match-winning knocks. So I think Shreyas Iyer, I'm not actually convinced though that Shreyas Iyer will get more chances. I think that is the problem. If Hardik comes back, as we spoke about, I don't think there are many places where he can come back in. So I think Shreyas may just not get any more chances to prove.
Yeah. I mean, there's no point. I mean,
I think the next match is going to be the key for Shreyas Iyer, because that is his. That is the only match left for him, because Hardik is going to come back after.
I think Hardik has already started training.
training. Yeah.
He has started training.
And if you don't drop Shreyas, that means that you have to drop one of these three bowlers:
Yes.
Siraj, Shami, and Bumrah. Of course, Bumrah you can't drop, unless in case of an injury. Shami with the form that he is in, maybe if they want to persist with Shreyas Iyer, then maybe Siraj will have
I
to
don't
make.
think they're
But
going
even if you
I
have to
don't think
persist-
they're
There's no there's no
Like
logic.
Iyer,
Right?
Do you
Yeah.
think this
Surya Kumar
World
Yadav
Cup
is a better
also
option, I
proves
think.
to the team management that maybe India are okay with 7 proper batters? I think with Shardul, the whole strategy was to have that
Extra cushion.
security
Yeah.
of an 8 batter. But
Yeah.
now what we are seeing is maybe we are okay with 7 batters.
Probably. This is not T20.
Yeah.
This is when you're playing the longer format.
Hmm.
It becomes a completely different ball game, and you need different kinds of players in that batting order to execute your plans. And I think India has enough batters who can do that job,
Yes.
and you don't really need an extra batter to come in and give you those 15-20 runs, because like I said earlier, I think if you have a quality bowler, he will get you those wickets. He will
Yes,
yeah.
he will save those runs.
He will save those 20 odd runs, 20, 30 odd runs. So I don't really feel that there is a need for an extra batter in
Yeah.
this team.
Hmm.
And like you mentioned, very rightly mentioned, I think India going in with 5 specialist
Batters, bowlers. Yeah.
bowlers and
One all rounder.
one all-rounder. I think that should be enough for India with the quality that we have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any other point, Aditya, that we have missed, because we have
Do you
what
guys, like what I was saying, do you guys think that India might opt for giving more chances to Surya Kumar Yadav instead of Shreyas Iyer in that case?
yeah,
Because
I would
why I'm
want to get
saying
a
this,
chance.
See,
because there-
if Shreyas Iyer get Hardik Pandya comes in and you play with your 5 specialist bowlers, then Surya Kumar
Becomes
Yadav,
5.
number 5, and he
by-
will have to
like,
play
by
with that
this time we
that
were not
extra
talking about
responsibility.
Surya Kumar Yadav,
Yeah.
because we knew him for fast pace knock.
Hmm.
But the kind of innings he has shown today, and
Today,
even
huh.
before this tournament as well, he showed that he can play this slow knocks as well. He can carry the team forward.
Yeah.
So in that case, when you compare him with Shreyas Iyer, who is obviously out of form, Surya Kumar Yadav can play blistering knocks as well after playing those slow knocks.
Yeah.
So you have a
But
better option in
it's
Surya
a
Kumar
huge
Yadav. maybe.
misconception that Surya Kumar Yadav can only play T20 cricket and you can only
Yes.
bat in one gear. Because when you look at his first class record, he has played longer format.
Yes.
And he has done really, really well. Is the reason why he was considered for
Yes.
ODIs.
for ODIs and for by Mumbai Indians. So there is obviously a history, a record which favors him, which backs him. And I think it was just a matter of time that he came into his own. He understood how to go about when
I
you're
think
playing in the long.
adaptability was
Yeah.
becoming an issue for
Yeah,
him
and
after so
He
many
himself
20.
admitted
And he gave
before
himself
this
that time,
tournament.
yes.
And he gave himself the time to figure that out. And I think, like you rightly said,
Today, the last
before-
8-9 overs, the way he was playing with the tail end is, that's the role of a number 6, number 5 batter.
Correct.
Like you are basically doing that middleman's job. You are partnering the top order also.
Yes.
And then slowly taking those, I mean, as you mentioned, 30-40 runs. That's a psychological pressure also. A team gets out below 200 with this same bowling attack. Pressure would have been much lesser. England 229 after those early wickets. They were almost like gone. First 15 overs, 4 wickets. The contest was as much as over.
And I also want to talk about this very, very crucial and how do I say it? Very profound tweet that the Barmy Army put up just after that Virat Kohli duck.
Yeah.
They had a Virat Kohli's face on a duck.
Yeah.
And there was something written on those lines. And
Going for a
we
walk
basically
Going for a morning walk
going
and
for a morning walk.
Yeah.
And we basically gave them back with Joe Root and
Ben Stokes. Yeah.
That's Dugna Lagan.
Yeah. In fact, Lagan was also trending after the
Yeah.
3 Guna Lagan.
Yeah. So that was Dugna Lagan.
I think in all this, I would like to just talk about one person. That the team compositions we are talking about also depends on the fact that KL Rahul can bat 5 and 4.
Yeah.
I think when the tournament started, I think a lot of fans and experts were wondering whether KL Rahul has a spot in the playing 11 or
Yeah.
not. Whether he should.
He has really stepped up.
And we are looking at KL Rahul and we are saying that yes, of course we can change the team midway because we have a person who can just play at 5, come up, play at 4, keeping wickets.
He can open everything.
Yeah, he can open if needed. I think there's a player who has really stepped up in this tournament.
And coming back from injury, such a long injury break, and directly playing in the World Cup is never easy, but he has made it seem really easy. That's his caliber. His confidence is also back, which is really good. Kuldeep Yadav's confidence is also back. The middle overs, he may not be taking those 5 wickets or 6 wickets or the top order, but those crucial 1-2 wicket, in the ODI, that was his role when Kulcha was really ruling in ODI cricket. That was the main thing why Ashwin and Jadeja were out and these two weren't, because they could give you those breakthroughs with their wrist spin, and Kuldeep Yadav is I mean today also.
Just imagine the kind of a way that he has stepped up for India.
Yeah.
I think it is absolutely phenomenal. And remember, this is the same England. It was against England when he went for those when he went for those runs in 2015, 2016.
Who?
Kuldeep Yadav. And that is where the downfall of Kuldeep Yadav basically started after that match. And to come back, it basically has like his whole career has come back full circle now. He came and remember that ball that he bowled to Josh Butler. That was something else.
That was over apparently over 7 degrees of turn he got, and
7.2 degrees of turn. I think Collingwood called it the ball of the tournament.
Yeah, it is the ball of the tournament. When you look at that ball and the quality, when you look at the quality that is in front of him, it's Josh Butler, somebody who has proved it time and again, has been the savior for England, has done massively well for his team, his franchisee in India, and to get that batsman out in a manner like that, I think it's a big statement. And it is also has to do with the kind of form that Josh Butler is, but still, that is quality. And to get that batsman out the way Kuldeep Yadav did, I think that is like you said, it was the ball of the tournament.
And one more thing we can see, like when you bowl such deliveries, it's not only about the wicket; it also shows your confidence. The kind of confidence you are carrying.
Bowler.
Yeah, he is a confident bowler.
I think I'm not sure exactly of the stat, but it shows that he is giving way more flight than before, and I think that also shows a bowler who is confident enough to give that much flight in the delivery to invite the bats to play.
Yeah. And it's a very difficult art.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult.
I mean, you can
especially
get
with
hit also.
Yeah, especially with a left arm wrist spinner to come and do that, to give that flight and at the same time vary his pace. It's as if like he has total control over how he is executing those deliveries.
In addition, he can bowl at 114 kilometers.
Exactly. So he can bowl at the pace that he wants to. He can bowl those line and lengths consistently. He can make those balls turn the way he wants to. I think this is the best version of Kuldeep Yadav that we have seen for a very, very long time. In fact, for the first time, I would say.
And he has also been economical. Like many a time, it may happen that you are
so far he has not got hit for like
Massive
runs in any of the match.
Except for that first spell versus New Zealand, and even in that match, he came back, picked those 2 wickets, very crucial wickets, and that basically helped India to stop New Zealand to
Manageable total,
to a 270 odd score. So I think that was a huge, massive contribution from him as well.
Right. I think with that, I think we have covered all possible angles so far. India next play Sri Lanka on Thursday.
Did you before you ended? Did you talk about this?
Yeah, so I'm wearing my heart on my sleeves today.
The cup is coming.
The cup is coming. Hopefully, let this be the lucky charm for India. We'll see Thursday, India versus Sri Lanka. We'll be covering that match live. If India wins, I think it can be safely said that India are in the semi-finals. Do join us for analysis and live updates of that match. Till then, goodbye.
Good night.
Right.
Right.